So you think you can't sing. Maybe you think that yourself. You listen to your own voice, compared it to other people's, and you don't like what you hear. Or maybe someone's told you as such. They've give you some negs and told you something in a in a critical way that isn't good for your learning process, which hasn't helped your confidence. That too will ruin your singing ability if you allow it. These things happen. Chances are, though, I have to say, of you really not being able to sing is very minute. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all human. Male slash against female, we have slightly different bone structures and vocal abilities to do with the size of our voice boxes. But the chances are you're going to have some measure of ability if you practice. When you see these people on TV, on the CD or Spotify, whatever, on the YouTubes, and you hear them sing, you think, wow, this person's amazing. They're amazing. They probably came out of the womb and just before they even were put in the crib, they did some amazing singing technique, and wow, this person was born to be a performer, and to be famous. And it's not true. They may have had a leg up. For example, they may have had supportive parents who supported or even pushed in some cases into those sort of roles. So that is a big help. If you have negative, toxic people around you who don't support some of your aspirations in life, chances are you'll find it harder. Two types of people. One will crumble and will shrink into a little box and give up on the things that they want to love and do, and the others will be defiant and do them anyway. And it's sad that some people are in the former. It took me a lot of years to stop listening to what people say. Oh, it's 6:45. And just get on with it and just learn. And I spent hours and hours and hours a day to begin with practicing, scouring the internet, YouTube, all the self-help, learn how to sing and all such like. I had lessons with 3 different teachers to begin with because I knew I wasn't doing some things right, and I needed to build a foundation in the singing that I was doing, and they helped with that. 3 different teachers. I had a few months lessons with someone who actually studies and teaches people for exams, so they actually take exams in singing. That person was very helpful, gave me a good foundation in breath support and creating tone. Then I had lessons with an ex-musical theatre person who, for reasons I can't say who it is because I'm not sure if they would like me to say, but they helped with diction and such forth. From the region that I'm from, colloquially, I have a very strong accent, and I used to sing with that accent, and that used to inhibit my singing. And this person helped me with my diction and get the phrasing, and helped with tell the story of each song that I was singing, the right amount of emotion and so forth. And then I had lessons with another person who, all intents and purposes, was a kind of band muso type person who played multiple instruments and favoured rock / metal, which is what I led myself towards, because that's the music I enjoy most of all, singing and listening to. One of, actually, but that's a long story. And this person helped me develop different tones, different things for the distortion and so forth, and help me find my feet in that field. So, and if you think, so going back to that, if you're just come into the singing world and you want to learn now, just say, it's day one, you go, I'm going to learn today. Or you've been singing a few weeks or months and you're not hearing what you want to hear coming back from your voice. There's a few things you have to know. Is this. It's true. 10,000 hours to master anything. Okay? That is so true. Tried, tested, that is... I would agree with that 100%. You want to be a good singer? Put in the work. Do your homework. Go to all the different sources that you can. Use YouTube as a guide. There's so many good singing channels on YouTube. I've used a few of them myself. I may link a few in the video, which I think will help you. Take little bits of each. Take some of the stuff they say with a pinch of salt, because ultimately they're trying to sell you something. They're here to make money, you know. It's a business. But ultimately they are good, wholesome people, and they help a lot. They've all got their gimmick though. That's all I would say on that. The other thing that you'll need to know is we are inherently hardwired to not like the sound of our own voices when they are played back to us. The voice you hear in your head when you sing or talk, like I'm talking now, I guarantee you when I edit this video or play it back, I will sound different out of the little speaker on my phone than I sound to myself now. And this is because when you hear yourself talk or sing, the bass tones of your own voice go through the different tissues in your face and the bones in your jaw, and the sound makes its way to your inner ear. So although you do get some sound coming back to you from the room that you're in, ultimately the first part of the sound you hear comes through you. My voice, for example, when I talk, although I do have a bassy undertone to my voice, sounds way more bassy to my ear when I'm talking than when I hear myself play back. And that's the same for everyone, I believe, to some degree. Your voice will just sound different, and you may never fully like the sound of your own voice played back. When I listen to my band videos or some stuff that I record just so I can get a feel for myself of a song that I'm singing, see if I'm heading the right direction, I never am 100% happy with my own voice, and that is twofold. There's two things with that, and this is a thing. Is one, we are inherently unlikely to like the sound of our own voice 100%, because that's not how we envision ourselves when we talk. The sound comes back, it's not us. Our brain says, that's not me, because that's not how you sound to yourself when you talk to the general public or on the phone to your friend or whatever. Look at me with my age, the phone, my friend. Show my age. Anyway, back to the other part of the twofold is when you sing is you're always going to be your biggest critic. Doesn't matter what other people think of your voice or whatever, you are always going to be your own toughest critic on your own voice. Every singer, all the greats, all the big singers out there, they probably come away 99.99999% of the time and go, could have done something a bit different that tonight, could have done it better. There is the odd time when you sing a song and the note comes out and it's just like, oh, and you're like, oh, that was amazing. Oh, best feeling ever. But it's uncommon. You're going to have to get used to that being your tough critic, and just enjoying what you are doing, and knowing that you're heading in the right direction, and knowing that the people around you, as you get better, will eventually, more than not, enjoy your voice and your performances too. There's always going to be people that criticize you. Some people will be coming from a place of positivity with their criticisms, like, yeah, that was good, but and other people will be, they will just neg you because they can. They probably do that with everyone to some degree, and you're never going to please everyone. Simple as, all the famous bands and musicians out there, there's going to be a populace of people that do enjoy them, and then there's always going to be people that don't, and you'll get a feel for that. So on that front, that's the first thing. So that part of the video here, what I'm talking about, is that. So you just got to have to get better. Just practice. The other part of the video, on the same lines as why you probably can sing, is the chances of you being tone deaf are minute. It's rare. Genuine genetic tone deafness, I don't know what the term is, there's probably a medical term, is so rare. Like, the chances of you knowing someone who's tone deaf, even in your lifetime, is probably going to be rare. If you say, oh, I can't sing, I'm tone deaf, or you're tone deaf, someone says that to you, you're tone deaf, I can't believe it. I say, I'm sure there's obviously there is a percentage of people that are out there that have it, but the chances of you yourself sitting watching this YouTube video now being tone deaf, I very much doubt it. It's a rare condition, and I'll give you a little example. If you can do this, okay, or if you can differentiate the difference between the tones I'm now about to do, then the chances are you aren't tone deaf. Ready? Da 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 da. That's all I'm doing, because I'm not sure that's copyright or not, so that's all I'm going to do. But if you can do those tones you're at home or wherever you are on the microphone, do it in the street if you want to. You might get a few weird looks. I'm used to weird looks. Look at me, look at the hair. I'm used to weird looks. But the chances are you're not tone deaf. So get that out of your head. And I genuinely believe that you can sing. Just need to put the time in. And don't give up. That's all I'm going to say today on that one. Keep rocking, guys.